No.
No?
This is unedited.
Awesome.
Yeah. The gang. Barret and I were just talking about how these videos are unedited.
Awesome.
And, yeah. I'd like to welcome Barret.
What's up?
Yeah, it's just another conversation piece. Earlier, before we were talking about swing dancing and how it's weird how sometimes people just seem to go to stand and, I don't know, sit in the corner.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, it's kind of hard sometimes, I think, too, though, like, when you get into, like, a new situation like that, to not be shy.
Yeah, I guess everybody's guilty of that at some point or another, but got those people just stay there.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of awkward.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I agree with you. I guess I just, I know I used to be a lot more shy than I am, and it's a barrier, I think. It's a hard barrier to sometimes to jump across. But, yeah. Would you describe yourself more like an extroverted person?
Definitely introvert.
Definitely introvert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, you should have been able to tell that, but I guess sometimes I'm okay at faking it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, what do you, like, I just feel like, you know, when I talk to you, you seem pretty, you know, pretty able to, you're pretty confident with what you say, and, I don't know, I guess, what does introverted mean, that's, you know, it's a question.
Well, I'm not going to be the first one to start the conversation, but
Right.
I'll definitely do my best to keep the ball rolling.
Alright. I hear you on that.
Otherwise, you end up with awkward awkward silence, and nobody's happy. Then you just stare down at your feet and just like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I find, like, I have trouble with that. Like, I would even consider myself more extroverted than introverted, but I still have trouble with, like, especially with new people, like, just talking, but then, you know, just, like, short, like hello, like, but then you don't really have anything more to say, so you kind of, you know, look off. But now I think it's all about, like the attitude you have, because if you just have the attitude, like, oh, you know, it's not a big deal, then maybe it really, you know, you won't think it's a big deal. That makes sense. Like, I don't know, you have any thoughts on where I'm going up with this?
I don't really know. I mean, sometimes I try to read people. I read facial expressions, eye motion. You know, if they're looking past you, or if they're darting everywhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just can't get a read on somebody, and you're just like, okay, well, I could go wrong with anything I say, so it's better to drop it while I'm ahead.
Huh.
Or keep going and make a fool out of yourself. I mean, choice is yours.
And by like wrong with, like, by wrong you mean like come off as like strange or like weird or something like that?
Yeah.
Huh.
That guy that never shuts up, or God, that was an awkward conversation. I can't believe I had that. You know, that type of deal.
What makes the awkward conversation exactly? What's an example of that?
I'd say when at least one person walks away with an awkward feeling, or you're asking a question like, what just happened? Normally you just want to say, okay, I'll see them around. You don't want to be like, do they want to stab me? You know?
Yeah, so like, So maybe like a way to not have knock conversations, also like ending it well, ending it mutually.
Yeah, I mean, handshake or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess with some closer friends, if they're okay with it, hug. I don't know, but acquaintances, handshake suffices. But I feel like that act is kind of going the way of the wind. Nobody ever handshakes anymore.
Huh.
Never noticed that?
Well, I like to do fist pounds sometimes, or
Well, I mean that works.
yeah. Sometimes my friend of mine, Matt, back home, he's from California, and he'll do like this whole thing, like,
Oh,
but he also does like this, and you're like that, and then
or
yeah,
awkward.
he does a lot of stuff. But yeah. Yes, I think it's interesting that you bring that up, because like I definitely agree that like you kind of want to have like concrete, like goodbyes,
Yeah.
instead of just like you're like walking away.
Well, yeah, like nobody says anything, so you're just like, I guess I should say see you later now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a fan of the handshake because, I believe that you can judge somebody by the firmness of their handshake.
Hmm.
If they have a weak handshake, they either don't care or
Shy.
they just have a weak personality or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, on the other side, you don't want it to be too hard. I've had that happen to me where, well, it was with the girl, but like we were handshaking and it was just, she was like, it was too business-like, she thought. That's what she told me. So I try not to do it. If I shake someone's hand, I try to do it like, like a middle ground shake.
I'm not a squeezer, but I mean, I'll do a nice firm handshake, look them in the eye with a smile.
Uh-huh.
You know? I mean, but, there are people that'll, like, stare you down, like, handshake. Like, yes, I am going to take you to the cleaners over this business transaction.
Gosh.
I mean, we are Wake Forest, there are people practicing for that.
You think so?
Business school, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, all the time, friends be talking about somebody that they know or they met abroad. They're just like, or they went abroad with. They're just like, yeah, that guy's going to be a millionaire. Well, how do you know that? He's already a ruthless guy. You know?
Huh.
Guy's already making $500 a week on the stock market. I mean, you don't do that by making friends, I don't think.
Huh.
I mean, look at Goldman Sachs.
What's up, Goldman Sachs?
Hmm?
What's that? What's that story?
The investment bank in New York.
Yeah.
Everybody hates their guts because they took everybody to the cleaners with the loan packages, subprime loans.
I don't know what's up with that. You're gonna enlighten me. I'm a psychology major. I don't know anything.
Oh, I mean, back in 2008, I mean, they kind of played both sides of the board. They had a client that wanted to buy loans, and they had another client that wanted to get rid of a whole bunch of bad loans. So they sold the loans for a profit, and they also they got profit from selling them, and they also got profit for buying them for another customer. So they screwed the other customer knowingly, and yeah, I mean they had to pay out like $300 million in damages to that firm that they bought them for, the investment firm. I mean they were part of the problem.
But I mean, if one client wants to sell stock, another client wants to buy stock, weren't they just kind of being the mediator for that?
Well, they packaged the loans together, so they knew that everybody was about to default and stuff, or that they only put loans that people hadn't made payments on in 6 months. So they were all about to be foreclosed on.
Oh, okay.
Or they were all upside down mortgages
So
and
they
stuff
knew
like that.
they knew that this was not gonna
Yeah,
stop.
they knowingly hurt a bunch of people.
Mm.
And then they took government money, which makes it even worse. So.
Yeah. I knew a guy. He transferred from Wake, but he was really smart. I think he wants to be an investment banker, something like that, investor. And yeah, it's interesting. There's that environment. What about you? What do you want to do?
I don't really know. Fallback is investment banking or some sort of banking on an economics degree. But really, I just wanted to go into some sort of management in construction. I mean, I grew up family business, and it's where my heart is. It's what I originally was studying at Appalachian State, and the same year I entered college for that. It was the same year that the housing market crashed, and I jumped ship to economics.
Yeah, you almost seem too nice though for the economics, like stock market rush. You seem like too nice of a guy.
The guys that make the money, and then the guys that explain how the other guy made the money. I think I'll be the latter. I'm gonna explain.
You're gonna explain? You still get paid for that?
Yeah, I mean, there's still people making money, finding out, still examining the Great Depression. I mean, there's definitely people out there trying to figure out where things went wrong in 2007.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a job for everybody, I think.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, it's another problem.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
I just don't want to be stuck in the office for the rest of my life.
Well, knock on wood. I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Offices are boring.
Yeah. Yes.
Ever since the movie Office Space, I don't think I could, I'm not really sure I could handle it, even for a week.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree. It's a good movie, by the way. Office Space. It's good.
Had everything.
Good reference.
Some people haven't seen it. I can't believe they haven't seen it.
Really?
It's ancient. It's like 15 years
classic.
old now. Yeah. It's like saying you never saw Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Or Star Wars, or, I mean, another Avatar for recent times.
Yeah. I know some people who didn't like Avatar. I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I loved it. I waited 18 months to watch it after everybody said it was awesome, because I was just like, it's about blue people?
Yeah.
People with tails?
It's like Pocahontas meets Smurfs.
Yeah, on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I did too.
A lot of people said that it copied plots from a lot of other stuff, though. The plot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Pocahontas meets Smurfs.
I got no problem with it. I mean, recycle ideas, throw a little more zazz in it with some cool animation stuff. And
yeah.
I'll go watch it. It's got explosions. I'll definitely go watch it.
Yeah. Well, I think we've been having a good conversation.
I'll agree.
I feel like we should be wrapping it up.
Sounds good to me.
Due to the YouTube time limit constraints.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too. Nice firm handshake.
Well, thank you.
Alright, gang. Barret, Andrew, I'd like to say thanks for watching, and catch you next time.
See you around.